Today is Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. This is the 6 p.m. edition of Kear Newsline. 45 minutes of the most recent news reporting about Liberia and the rest of our one world. I'm Lee Monju presenting. In the headlines, ownership over the Speaker's office takes the center stage at the House of Representatives as embattled Speaker Fodanti Kofa vows not to bow down to pressure from the majority bloc. Presidential Press Secretary condemns media reports linking her to gross financial investment. Kula Fofana warns media practitioners to desist from spreading falsehood. Also ahead of us, Monrovia City Mayor calls for concerted approach to tackle waste management across Monrovia. Mayor John Siafa describes the increasing rate of waste across Monrovia as alarming. And away from Liberia, Uganda has launched a trial of a vaccine against the Sudan strain of the Ebola virus following an outbreak in the country that has killed one person and affected two others. These plus our news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers, details of this development are all packaged, but first Alonso Chi sets the pace with this Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, 6 p.m. edition of the bulletin. Good evening, Aloysius.
Good evening, Lee. Good evening, listeners. The House of Representatives has taken control of the eviction controversy surrounding former Speaker Fonati Kofa after a heated debate erupted during the body's regular session. The disrupt was enacted by a letter from Kofa to the chief clerk in which he defiantly refused to vacate the Speaker's office. In the letter to the House, embattled Speaker Kofa insisted that the House should apply the same procedural standards it used in what he called his illegal removal before attempting to force him out. Tensions escalated amongst lawmakers, resulting into a serious clash over how to handle the standoff. Some representatives pushed for an immediate forceful takeover of the office, even suggesting that journalists should be present to witness the event. Others, however, cautioned against any unilateral action, warning that storming the office will amount to taking the law into their hands. After the House exchanges, the House's leadership stepped in and assumed control of the matter, with matter yet to be resolved. Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana has denied media reports of receiving 18,000 United States dollars from reporters covering the recent State of the Nation address. Speaking on the local media in Monrovia Tuesday, Kula Fofana termed as false and misleading reports circulating in the public, accusing her of financial embezzlement. She indicated that monies provided for her office was below the belt, adding that she personally squeezed in 600 United States dollars for the transportation of reporters who covered the president sooner. A documentary highlighting the workings of the Walker's administration in its first year, among others. She furthered that the action of some media institutions to spread misleading information is detrimental to individuals' character and integrity. Following the State of the Nation address on January 27, reporters have lashed at the presidential press secretary for the alleged misuse of US $18,000 intended for reporters covering the event. Monrovia City Mayor John Shaffer has underscored the need for more investment in the waste management sector. According to Mayor Shaffer, the investment, when materialized, will provide logistics and additional funding in tackling the gripping rate of waste across the city. Regular press briefing Tuesday, Mayor Shaffer added that private sector investment is critical for the overall improvement of the sanitation state of the city. Meanwhile, the Monrovia City Mayor has decried what he described as frequent assaults against employees of the Monrovia City Corporation. He recounted attacks meted against MCC employees by some unknown individuals, terming the attacks as scary. Montserrado County District 10 Representative Yeke Cordova has taken legal actions against the Sergeant at Arms and others at the House of Representatives. According to Yeke Cordova, his action is predicated upon the continuous harassment of some members of the House of Representatives. He added that the recent actions by the Sergeant of Arms to drag him out of session was unlawful and needs to be corrected. The District 10 lawmaker made these comments in an interview with reporters in Monrovia Tuesday. At the same time, Yeke Cordova has challenged lawmakers, threatening to suspend him without salary. He maintained that under no condition will he recognize Rachel Cohn as Speaker of the House of Representatives, adding that he will continue his stance during the Thursday's session. President Joseph Walker has received letters of credence from the ambassadors of India, Cuba, and Japan. The president, in several remarks, recounted the long term friendship that has subsisted between Liberia and the three nations and craved for enhanced partnership. The Liberian leader lauded the government of Cuba for assistance rendered to the health sector over the years. He also hailed the Indian Republic for contributing to Liberia's economic growth and development through several investment opportunities. President Walker at the same time recognized the immense support of the Japanese government towards the improvement of the country's agricultural and infrastructural sectors. He made the remarks at the grounds of the executive mansion on Tuesday upon receiving the letters of credence from the three ambassadors. Meanwhile, the ambassadors of India, Cuba, and Japan have committed their respective governments to strengthening bilateral ties with Liberia. The ambassadors also vowed to build on existing friendships and programs left unfinished by their predecessors. They lauded the Liberian government for being a supportive partner in advancing the agendas of their respective countries. The Public Procurement Concession Commission has announced a well-developed e-procurement system. PPCC Executive Director Burgess Scott Johnson told the Mincast Tuesday that the e-procurement system was tested with six government entities, including Ministries of Finance, Education, Health, Public Works, and Liberia Revenue Authority, amongst others. The e-procurement system, according to Johnson, aims to improve accountability and transparency in the purchasing of goods and rendering services across government entities. He disclosed that after the launch of the e-procurement system by the President, 50 ministries, agencies, and commissions are expected to be rolled in the system for the year 2025. The PPCC Executive Director, however, called on private entities to take advantage of the e-procurement system. The Senate Committee Chairman on Defense, Security and Intelligence, Momo Cyrus, says the government of Liberia has agreed to make funds available for the transport of equipment donated to the armed forces of Liberia by the European Union. Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, Senator Cyrus asserted that Liberia as a country is in urgent need of those equipment. As such, his committee will continue negotiation for the transportation of the equipment. According to him, President Joseph Walker, who is the commander in chief of the armed forces of Liberia, has agreed and instructed the finance minister to make the money available for transporting the security equipment. He, however, expressed his gratitude for the equipment donated to the armed forces of Liberia by the European Union, describing it as timely and crucial. Commenting on the issues of employees of the EPS who were dismissed without pay. Senator Momo stressed that the National Security Committee is going to make sure they get their salaries. The Liberian Senate has overwhelmingly confirmed Henry Samuel and James Wilfred as executive governor and deputy governor of the Central Bank of Liberia. The Senate's decision was reached in the Tuesday session following a vote of 21. Following the confirmation, Henry Samuel replaces Aloysius Stadu, who previously served as executive director of the Central Bank of Liberia. Government of Liberia has dismissed claims made by Panoramic Justice Group accusing the Unity Party government of ethnic cleansing in Liberia. Ethnic cleansing refers to the systematic forced removal of an ethnic, religious, or cultural group from a particular area, often through violence, intimidation, and other oppressive means. Responding to the allegation at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism regular press briefing Tuesday, Information Minister Jeremy Kear described the claim as evil and only intend to portray the bad image of the country for political and selfish gains. He stressed that there is no proving trace of ethnic cleansing being practiced in Liberia, as the country provides a safe environment for everyone to live happily. The National Executive Committee of the Liberty Party has announced Friday, February 7, 2025, as the beginning of its special convention. Liberty Party Chairperson Ruki Barry said the convention comes following an internal reconciliation process conducted by the Joint Reconciliation Committee of the party. Representative Barry made these comments at a press conference Tuesday at the LP Needed Refurbished headquarters in Congo Town. According to Barry, the unprecedented national embarrassment of the conflict that existed for about 4 years in the Liberty Party reached beyond tolerance and affected the fabric of the party. The Montserrado County District 1 representative also vowed to restore the reputation of the party, which, according to Hall, was once cherished as Liberia's foremost constructive political institution. And the acting chairman of the Board of Commissioners at the Governance Commission, Dr. Larry Tukpa, has stressed the need for the role of the armed forces of Liberia to extend beyond ordinary traditional military functions. Chairman Larry Tukpa acknowledged the crucial role and numerous sacrifices the armed men in maintaining the country's peace. He said the EFL can also become instrumental in promoting democratic governance and fostering cultural responsibility by engaging into interagency collaboration. Professor Tukpa made these comments when he served as keynote speaker at the 68th Armed Forces Day Symposium held at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town. The Acting Governance Commission Board Chairman, however, stated that though the EFL has made significant strides in promoting democratic governance, there are still challenges faced by the Abbey. Well, Lee, that's the latest in the news bulletin. Is back to you for continuation.
Aloysius Cheer and a full bulletin of news from the news center. He returns with our foreign development. Straight into the news, Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana has denied media reports of receiving US 18,000 for reporters covering the recent State of the Nation address. Speaking on a local media in Monrovia Tuesday, Kula Fofana turned as false and denied receiving $18,000 from reporters. She indicated that monies provided for her office was below the belt, adding that she personally squeezed in $600 United States dollars for the transportation of reporters who covered the president sooner.
I did not receive any 18,000. I didn't receive 1 cent for them. All I'm asking you is be credible, be accurate. The basic ABCs of journalism, the accuracy, balance, and credibility. You want a story, you hear something, ask me. Did they not reach out to you? Oh no, they didn't. They didn't reach out prior to the. Normally you won't just come and say, oh, they will hear this, and I'm going to publish it. And you publish. If you want to know something, you write me directly and say, oh, madam, XYZ. But to be specific, at no time that I received any $18,000 from members. I wish that resources available. Did you receive money for them? I did not receive money for journalists, let alone the EMPC members. In fact, I did say the other day on Spoon, because when we're talking about the annual message, there were plans on the communication side. Normally, when you're doing these big initiatives, you have to do extra things like printing of banners, like preparing the place, the sound. You have to get new sets. So for my office, for example, we have to be able to print the souvenir for the event. We did the speech. In fact, I got a copy here of the speech. I'll send you a copy. You have to print this. You have to print the flyers. You have to print banners. You have to print the tote bag, the calendar, keychain, pen drive. And then what my office did, the department, we did a video documenting the president's first year in office. We had to buy a pen drive. And you know what? How much a pen drive? About 300 copies of pen drive. You know how much a pen drive costs? Somewhere around $15, $20 if you buy in bulk. Maybe they'll give it to you for 18, $18. So if you buy in that quantity, you know how much you're talking about. So even the resources, the $3,000 I was giving my office to do all of this work, including renting of equipment to broadcast the president's speech live. We had to broadcast it live, the sound, and do all of the instructions, ensure that it has that high level quality with sound. I mean, the 3,000 was way below.
Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana. Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa has underscored the need for more investment in the waste management sector of the country. According to Mayor Siafa, the investment, when materialized, will provide logistics and additional funding to tackling the grappling rate of waste across the city. He spoke at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing on Tuesday.
The sector needs considerable amount of investment. Investment in logistics, because the NCT has a few trucks. About 10 of them have the time because of their conditions. Most of them broken down in an hour. We have two front end loaders. Challenges with logistics and moving the goods. But beyond that, moving these weights, we can't keep having one landfill here and stockpiling in another landfill and stockpiling. So we've been working very hard with the Wash Commission and a number of partners, members of the government, to see how we can attract the necessary. And why do we need investments? Because when we take the waste from all of these locations, we keep processing the waste, sorting the waste. So we need investment in what we call a mature recovery facility, where when the waste goes, it takes paper and put it one side, it takes plastic and put it one side, it takes what you call organic waste. The waste composition in Liberia is 30% is organic waste, and a lot of people talk about plastic. But interestingly, based on the waste composition, plastic makes roughly about 20% of our organic waste, makes over 40% of our waste. And so we need a necessary investments also in that. Food waste can be transformed into what we call compost for agriculture. Also, in the end, the waste can be used to produce energy. But you understand the complication with producing energy. Of course, the minister does talk about energy gap that we need. While we produce that energy, we need to look at the off-taker, we need to look at transmission, distribution. It takes a lot of investment. So I know that the public looked at the anticipation of getting things done. We start the extension of these integrated so that you understand that there has to be a short-term plan, and that's what we're doing right now. We're cleaning. We want you to join us in building a culture of cleaning. Support us when we need to support us when you see the things out there. We have our medium-term plans that we've been doing, especially the facility with what we have. We have camera, we've renovated it. We have something we've renovated it.
Meanwhile, Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa has declared what he described as frequent assault against employees of the Monrovia City Corporation.
Our team that work on day shifts and night shifts, using limited resources to maintain a sense of sanity along our main street. While thanking them, it is important to also inform the public that members of our team have been underscoring series of attacks from some unscrupulous persons, especially those that work in the night. They've been having to be screened by certain unscrupulous individuals. We thought it was a one-off incident, but then it's happening more permanently while they're working midnight, even though the city police, if someone will stop schooling them and just run away, sure, you just work here and just run away. There's also some challenges with those selling midnight and selling food and selling all this stuff. When they see that purchase them to say, hey, you got clean at night, and they jump the team to fix cycles. You gotta sell the food, they gotta sell the food there. Don't want to talk to the cleaning as much as we have the responsibility to clean. We need the support. We need the public to cooperate. Finding a difficult job, you make it even more harder if you do not cooperate. Fixing the waste problems in the city is not an event, it is a process. And it's a process that is tied in with a lot many things. Collection and disposal is what we look at. Collecting the waste from the home, disposing the waste. First, we have to fix the infrastructure of each of those transfer stations. Those transfer stations will temporarily hold the waste. The final residence of the waste is in one town. Before you move the waste there at the night, you want to take the waste from all of the locations in the daytime and move them to temporary locations. Go to locations.
John Siafa is Monrovia City Mayor. The acting chairman of the Board of Commissioners at the Governance Commission, Dr. Alaric Tupa, has stressed the need for the role of the armed forces of Liberia to extend beyond ordinary traditional military functions. He said the AFL can also become instrumental in promoting democratic governance and fostering cultural responsibility by engaging into interagency collaboration. Professor Alaric Toba made his comments when he served as keynote speaker at the 68th Armed Forces Day Symposium held at the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex in Congo Town. Meanwhile, the Acting Governance Commission board chair, however, stated that though the armed forces of Liberia has made significant strides in promoting democratic governance, there are still challenges faced by the army. This includes participating in community projects, organizing outreach programs, and engaging in dialogue with local leaders and residents. By doing so, the AFF fosters mutual understanding and cooperation. There are still challenges to overcome. These include limited resources, logistical constraints, and the need for ongoing training and capacity building. However, there are also opportunities for growth and improvement by leveraging technology, enhancing interagency collaboration, and continuing to engage with the civilian community. The AFL can further strengthen this role in promoting sustainable democracy. Let's not forget, there are youth. The appeal rate in the AFL is truly alarming. The signals that there is need for improvement, rather than signals that there is need for improvement in the condition of the service and the need to guarantee preparation treatment of any kind in the AFL. Also, there is need for attention to the concerns of the AFL Veterans Bureau. Let us not forget. His Dr. Alaric Tugba, the acting chairman of the Board of Commissioners at Governance Commission. The Public Procurement Concession Commission has announced a well-developed e-procurement system. PPCC Executive Director Bogus Scott Johnson told MICAT Tuesday that the e-procurement system was tested with 6 government entities, including ministries of finance, education, health, public works, the Liberia Revenue Authority, among others.
At the PPCC, a lot is going on. We are currently in we are about to launch the e-procurement. It's a very important step toward transparency, accountability, and integrity of procurement processes in this country. And the president has reiterated his call on fighting corruption, making sure that people in government are held accountable and doing the right thing when it comes to procurement. If you procurement consulting commission has embarked on an ambitious public procurement modernization effort that seeks to address the They have developed or were unfortunately electronic documents for human systems integrated with other online platforms such as the LRA, NASCO, and NASCO. Um, the EGP system has been configured, has been tested, is working very well. We have tested the system with six government entities, six maps, as the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Public Works, the LRA, and the PPCC. So
Okay.
usually we this year we intend to bring 50 more entities on the system, 50 more government entities. And our priority is to bring in those on the counties. Most of the counties are having the struggle to bring the procurement level.
Bogart Scott Johnson is the Executive Director of the Public Procurement Concession Commission. Well, listeners, if you are just tuning, you are listening to the Tuesday, February 4, 2025, 6 p.m. edition of Kear Newsline. 45 minutes of news from our News and Current Affairs Department, here at Kear Communications Network Incorporated. I'm Lee Monju in the presenter's chair. The story top in the news tonight. Ownership of the Speaker's office takes the center stage at the House of Representatives as embattled Speaker Folanti Kufa vows not to bow down to pressure from the majority bloc. Presidential Press Secretary condensed media report linking her to gross financial investment. Kula Fofana warns media practitioners to desist from spreading falsehood. River City Mayor John Siafa calls for concerted approach to tackle waste management across the country. Mayor Siafa describes the increasing rate of waste across Monrovia as alarming. And away from Liberia, Uganda has launched a trial of a vaccine against the Sudan strain of the Ebola virus following an outbreak in the country that has killed one person and affected two others. We take another break to be back with more developments. Many thanks for joining us. The National Executive Committee of the Liberty Party has announced Friday, February 7, 2025, hosts the beginning of its special convention. Liberty Party chairperson Ruki Barry said the convention comes following an internal reconciliation process conducted by the Joint Reconciliation Committee of the party. Representative Barry made this comment at a news conference Tuesday at the Liberty Party newly refurbished headquarters in Congotown.
The party will be holding a special national convention from February 7th to the 9th, 2025, as the final stage of our internal reconciliation process. As you are aware, the Labour Party was, for the past 4 years, tangled in inter-party conflict that shook its foundation and robbed it of guiding principles upon which the institution was established, and that is to reconcile our nation into one body politic and move swiftly to constitute a joint reconciliation committee, JRC, to begin the process of healing within the institution. I should inform you that whilst the JRC made significant progress in the direction of achieving reconciliation,
Honorable Musa Hassan Belete, then national chairperson, resigned as chairman and subsequently parted ways with Liberty Party.
Meanwhile, the Moserado County District 1 representative also vowed to restore the reputation of the party, which, according to her, was once cherished as Liberia's foremost constructive political institution.
Was once cherished as Liberia's foremost constructive political institution will be fully restored. We will again, we will regain and surpass our previous possession on the national political landscape. Liberty Party will come out of this very, very strong. And when Liberians see our unity and the principles we stand for, they will give us the opportunity to serve. The political leader and I have gone further to mandate the JRC, that is the Joint Reconciliation Committee, and the National Secretariat to continue to update politics in the general public on the ongoing process of reconciliation process while keeping the hopes and aspirations of our great party alive. The unprecedented national embarrassment of the conflict that reached beyond tolerance, especially during the just ended elections affecting the fabrics of our grassroots base and sympathizers has come to an end.
Moserado County District 1 representative Ruki Barry. The Senate Committee Chair on Defense, Security and Intelligence Momo Cyrus says the government of Liberia has agreed to make funds available for transporting equipment donated to the armed forces of Liberia by the European Union. Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, Senator Cyrus asserted that Liberia as a country is in an urgent need of those equipment. As such, his committee will continue negotiation for the transportation of the equipment.
We were given some equipment by the EU, and they were ready. All we needed was transportation. We did not just sit. We did play the issue of with the executive, um, of asking them to see how the executive could help support this because the equipment questions are needed. Liberia, we are in dire need of security equipment, especially military hardware, considering our army. And so that negotiation has been going on. But the good thing about it is that we are almost at the point where the machines will be transported. The government of the Republic of Liberia, through His Excellency Joseph Nima Bwaka, who has been the commander in chief of the armed forces of Liberia, have agreed and have instructed the finance minister to make the money available. It's not known that the money is being made available already for the machines or the equipment to be transported. Well, everything is processed. The biggest thing was the government to provide the fundings, and there are committees responsible to make sure that the equipment in country. What I can show you is that the Liberian government has made the money available to transport. There are processes in transporting it, so I will tell you 1 week, 2 weeks, but the good thing about it, the money has been provided by the Liberian government to provide to get the equipment. There are a lot of equipment, and I cannot say all, but they are all military equipment that we have to boost the military capacity of our armed forces of that. But very dedicated and needed equipment that the EU has.
Meanwhile, commenting on the issue of employees at the EPS who were dismissed without pay, Senator Momo Cyrus stressed that the National Security Committee is working to make sure that they get their salary.
It is with the purview of the authority of the EPS to find out who are qualified, who are legitimized to be there. Because the EPS is close protection. It's a matter of trust. So what we said is that those officers that were dismissed have worked for the presidency and they should get paid. and we simply would get paid. I mean, from the standpoint of the national security community, we've greatly insist that those dismissed EPS officers get paid by virtue of them serving the presidency for the time of review.
The Senate Committee chaired on Defense, Security, and Intelligence, Senator Momo Cyrus. Grand Jida County District 1 Representative Jeremiah Sokan wants government to take initiative of empowering Liberian youth through youthful initiative. Jeremiah Sokan also calls for the provision of a comprehensive audit on the investment of the Putu mining in Grand Jida County. Yes, Grand Jida County District 1 Representative Jeremiah Sokan speaking with legislative reporters Tuesday.
We benefiting today huge job creation for many talented with smart and skilled Nigerians in the Southeast. And so we think it's time. The time is now. And the Ministry of Justice, like the National Investment Commission, and Ministry of Mines and Energy to move expeditiously to cancel that MDA because it is not useful
George,
and
open
we
your phone
need
and get it
to
for
exert effort to bring in new investors because this country needed, gradually needed. We should not be in the middle of a very clean fresh water with just hope. So today that was the communication point. Oh, and I want to commend my distinguished colleagues who agree with this idea. And we look that federal entity will see this ministry, proper authority to be here to give us reason and give us a clear, definitive plan as to when we can reactivate that investment in the
Grand Jida County District 1 Representative Jeremiah Sokan. Government of Liberia has dismissed claim made by the Panoramic Justice Group accusing the Unity Party government of ethnic cleansing in Liberia. Responding to the allegation at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing Tuesday, Information Minister Jeremy Kear described the claim as evil and only intended to portray a bad image of the country for political and selfish gains.
Finally, you've been following something that is being referred to as the human rights report from a group called the Panoramic Group. We've been looking deep into the report, but don't get it wrong. If someone has claims to human rights abuses, irrespective of the status of the organization or whether you've got one at all, pay attention. We will look at it and see what we can find out and what we can do about that. Our check shows that this group has a lot of questions to be answered. They provided addresses that are inconsistent with the facts. They use different addresses in the communications they send to U.S. officials versus what is established on places that you can check them on. But most importantly, because we talked about this before, it's a group claim in your report. And one of the things we are keen to consider is that there is an issue with ethnic cleansing in us. And just ordinarily we're wondering what ethnic cleansing is. What is the ethnic group that is being cleansed in Nigeria? Does he have any clue at all as to what he's talking about? For panoramic group, as he calls it, is as a business entity. So very inactive, no functional website, but from a business entity to a quote unquote human rights.
Information Minister Jerry Lemekia. In foreign news, Uganda has launched a trial of a vaccine against the Sudan strain of the Ebola virus following an outbreak in the country that has killed one person and affected two others. The first patient, a 32-year-old male nurse, died last week. On Monday, the initial participant in the trial who is currently in isolation, received a dose of the vaccine, which was developed by the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative, a global non-profit organization. There is currently an approved vaccine. There is currently no approved vaccine for the Sudan strain of Ebola. That's the foreign development. Well, listeners, on that foreign note, this I would like to draw down the curtains of today's Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, 6 p.m. edition of Kia Newsline. This has been the joint effort of the News and Current Affairs Department, yet a Kia Communications Network. Many thanks to all of our reporters, contributors, editors who helped in making this edition of the program a success. Many thanks to Alasha Chi who brought for us a full bulletin of news from the news center. Maria Manjalo sat at control and handled the technical aspects. Many thanks to Josh Boy who ensured our visibility goes beyond the studio. Before we take a leave, a recap of our headlines. Ownership of the Speaker's office takes the center stage at the House of Representatives, as embattled Speaker Funanti Kufa vows not to bow down to pressure from the majority bloc. Presidential Press Secretary condensed media report linking her to gross financial embezzlement. Kula Fofana warns media practitioners to disease from spreading falsehood. As you earlier heard in the news, Monrovia City Mayor calls for concerted approach to tackle waste management. Mayor John Siafa describes the increasing rate of waste across Monrovia as alarming. And away from Liberia, Uganda has launched a trial of a vaccine against the Sudanese strain of the Ebola virus following an outbreak of the country following an outbreak in the country that has killed one person and infected two others. Thanks for listening. For more news on the station at 6 a.m. at which time Kear Newsroom will return with more captivating stories. I'm Lee Monju, are packaged and presented. Good night.